No matter what you do, whether it's work, play, or living healthy, life requires fuel. At Health Empowers You, we focus on quality to help give you the most fuel for your life. So let us help you get empowered. Stop by healthempowersyou.net today.
Hello and welcome to Spirituality and Success with Reverend Dr. Tracy Cox. I'm your host, Reverend Dr. Tracy Cox, and this is brought to you by the Health Empowers You Network. And today I have my guest, and I don't want to mispronounce her name, and that is Dr. Cija Ebeling. And we are talking about harmonic healing, unlocking the power of singing bowls, and sound baths. So welcome, Cija. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me, Dr. Tracy.
No problem at all. And why don't you give us a little blurb about what you do and the work that you do with sound baths and sonic healing and all that interesting stuff that we're going to talk about.
Absolutely. Thank you. Again, I'm Dr. Cija Ebeling. I first started getting into sound therapy, like 15 years ago. And I didn't know much about it at first. And the whole reason I got behind it is because my husband he had a knee surgery and he developed a really large blood clot behind his knee.
Wow.
And because he's, they couldn't get blood thinners and stuff correct. So we started looking into alternative therapies because when you hear that news of, oh my gosh, there's a blood clot, you think, oh my gosh, he's going to die.
Oh, yes. Scary. Yeah.
So
absolutely.
The alternative therapies I looked into, one of them was sound therapy. And so what we would do is he would listen to these specific frequencies for blood clots. And at his 3-month appointment, he would listen to that when he was sleeping, actually. And at his 3-month appointment, his ultrasound, they went to go in and see, what had happened to the blood clot, if it had moved, shifted, or if it's gotten any smaller, but they couldn't find it at all.
Wow, that's amazing. So now I just want to mention here to everyone that Harvard has put out a study just recently saying that, yes, this sound healing we've been hearing about does work. And we are going to figure out a way to beam it into everyone's bodies. And, it'll have to come through us, basically. So for me, it kind of made me laugh because as somebody that's been into the new age, since being a teenager, we've heard about this stuff our whole lives. So, and I'm sure you have too, right? Anything to do with yoga, meditation, chanting, we know that these things can definitely change the vibration and help us heal. So it's been great for science to be backing us up, basically. So I just wanted to make that comment. Go ahead.
Absolutely. When we found that out, we were just shocked, and we immediately bought a whole chakra set of singing bowls and the 432 hertz. And then I started taking classes on how to integrate that into my practice, because although I'm a sound therapist, originally I went to school for holistic life counseling. And under that umbrella, I offer sound therapy and sound baths. And singing bowls are near and dear to my heart because in my sound baths that I use to show people how this actually works is I take a singing bowl, usually like a Tibetan singing bowl, larger than this one. This is just display. And I put water in it. And when I play it, I let them watch the water just dance in the bowl and create these beautiful geometric patterns. And knowing that the body is mostly water, this is what happens in your body when you are exposed to these frequencies.
Oh, that's right. I never even thought about that. That's actually, yeah.
When you are exposed to these singing bowls, you get goosebumps, and sometimes they'll even trigger memories, and people will get really emotional. And if you think about emotion, it's just energy in motion. So when you're exposed to the frequencies, your body starts to shift, and people will start crying, and that's just emotion running out of their face,
Sure.
But the way it works is that the mirror neurons in your body start to mirror the frequencies of the bowls and the instruments that are used in the sound bath. And I will talk about this. When people come in for one-on-one therapy with me, I use the 7 chakra bowls, and they're in alignment. Those are the healed frequencies. So when your body is exposed to the healed frequencies, your body starts to mirror those frequencies. So if you have an energy center that's out of alignment, my bowls tell me right away by the way it plays back to me. When I hold it in my client's biofield,
Yeah.
when I let go of making it sing, if it plays in a wavy pattern, this just means that there's an imbalance there.
Oh, that's
When
interesting.
the body starts to balance and match that frequency, the frequency is a straight sound, and it's beautiful. And I've actually done this with somebody who had a crown chakra was out of alignment, and I would have them think of, being in a setting where they're teaching or giving wisdom to others, and sharing experiences like that. And as they were thinking that, and I'm playing the bowl stops the wavy pattern and just goes straight.
Hmm.
And it's amazing how fast that works. Some people need a little more work than others, but just to watch that happen live, my client was just beside themselves. They're like, "Oh my gosh, how did that happen?" I'm like, "You did this, this is just the
Wow. So there's an
you've done the
interplay
work."
between the client's biofield and the singing bowl's biofield or field of resonance.
Yes, yes. And
Right.
it's magic. It's just beautiful the way that happens, and to show people that, oh, this really does work. But you can really feel it in the body too. The first time I was around the singing bowl, my husband and I were out shopping, and we went to this Tibetan store, and they had this huge singing bowl, and the the attendant there came out and played it for us, and my body was just overwhelmed, but in a good way. And I didn't want to leave the store. I was like, oh my
Sure.
gosh, I gotta have some of these. So we have quite an array of instruments that we use in our sound baths: the bowls, the gongs, the drums, the chimes, the tuning forks, the shruti box. Trying to think, we just bought a drum yesterday. Um, little, we used to go to drum circles all the time as well. But
Sure, and that's the other thing, with drumming. I mean, the shaman have, since the dawn of time, have used this to help, uh, heal people, to
yeah.
help change things, to help change people's vibration, and
Mhm.
this has been going on as long as humans have been around, so it's amazing that it's beginning to be scientifically said that it all works, so
Absolutely.
that's wonderful too. So, now tell me, you were saying to me before we started, recording that you do, sound baths for police that are experiencing stress. Can you tell me a little bit about that? Because that sounds like a fantastic way to use the sound therapy.
Absolutely. This was probably never heard of before, maybe a few years ago. I was contacted by the Summit County Sheriff's Office, the undersheriff, and he asked me if I would be interested in doing sound bath for the deputies. And I jumped at the chance because
Sure.
I know, being married to a police officer formerly, before he passed, um, he didn't know how to deal with his stress. Had he had an avenue to go out and relax and relieve that stress, he probably would still be alive today. But so when the sheriff's office asked me that, I'm like, please let me come in and help teach your deputies how to relax, and let the bowls do the work, let the gongs do the work, let the instruments are the instruments, but your body knows what to do with that sound and the frequency, and your body starts getting into alignment. And all sound baths are different, it just really is on the practitioner. There's no right or wrong way. It just is. Your body knows what to do. The frequencies know what to do. And so, um, being called back time after time to do these sound baths for the sheriff's office, it just really delights me. The biggest, toughest deputy out there in the force, county come up to me, and he's like, I don't know how to describe it, but I feel so good. I feel so relaxed. And for the first time, the last sound bath that you did, I've been sleeping so much better.
Oh, that's great too.
Because it
Yeah,
not only does it, it relaxes, it rejuvenates, it just kind of resets the body. You eliminate all the stuck energy that's in the body. And can you imagine all that stress that our police force carries, our
absolutely.
deputies carry? And not just that, there are so many professions out there that really could use the sound bath therapy, or even one-on-one. One-on-one, though, might be a little tough for, I don't know what it is about the police officers. They want to be, they don't want to open up.
Yeah, I find some
They're getting
people do
so much.
better. Find some people do better in group meditations or group drumming circles as well. It's like they feel too, it's not embarrassed, but when they're one on one with you, there's
They don't
just a
want to get
certain,
vulnerable.
yeah, they feel too vulnerable. Exactly. So doing it in a group like that can be a really good way to get the healing across, but not make them feel, uncomfortable in some way. Now, what would people expect if they were going to a sound bath that you were doing for a group like this? What do they expect? How does it work? Tell me from start to finish how you go through that, because what I'm trying to do with this show, and the podcast in general, is to show people in what we do with holistic body, mind, spirit is really accessible. But first, you just need to know how it works, because for a lot of people, they just have no idea what we're talking about. And so
Mhm.
it's not something that would even be on their radar. This way, people can learn and, get some healing.
Yeah, like I said, every sound bath is different, but expect to either be in a one of those gravity chairs where you're lying
Mhm.
back. Most sound baths will require you to bring a yoga mat, pillows, blankets for your comfort, because you will be um, typically lying down. I don't require my clients to lie down if they don't feel comfortable. Not all the deputies can lay down with the utility belt that they
Sure.
bring in. They're going to be sitting up,
Yep.
and that's okay. I do walk around with my instruments to give more of a one-on-one experience, especially with the ocean drum. It's like, oh, it's everybody's favorite usually, is because it feels like you're in the at the ocean, except you're dry.
Yeah,
but
I have one of those too. It's beautiful.
but expect to just relax. Some people fall asleep and start snoring, and that's pretty kind of typical. But I get louder than that, so you can kind of drown out the snoring. But I let people know ahead of time that that might happen. And usually the people are like, "Oh, that's not going to happen to me." It usually happens to them, so,
Sure.
because it's in their mind. I try not to do that programming, but it does happen. Because you are relaxed. And I've done sound baths all over the place. I've done them in courtrooms. I've done them in libraries.
Amazing.
I've done them at the hot springs. And honestly, that is my favorite, is the hot springs, because I throw candles in the water, and people just
Beautiful.
float there, and
And
just
now, is this in Vail?
no. This was actually in Florence, Colorado, which
Oh,
is
okay.
south of Colorado Springs. That's where I was living before I moved to Vail a couple years ago. I haven't done that. The nearest hot springs to me right now is like Glenwood Springs, Colorado, and I I can't do the sound bath at the hot springs that smell heavily of sulfur, because I start gagging.
Oh, sure.
But the
Yeah,
one
I
in
understand.
Florence, there's no smell, so I'm like, yes, please have me come back. And I did that for several summers down there for them on a bi-weekly basis. So, and they would always sell out, always. And I do include in my sound baths an education on how the sound works in their body. I mean, you think about it. Nikola Tesla says, if you want to know the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. And so I let them know how that works in their body, how the energy centers are in their body, and which energy center is, responsible for what type of emotion. And
So do you want to do a little spiel right now for everybody? Just the kind of thing that you would say to start, just so that they know what to expect in a sound bath, or?
well, I usually start out with a little object lesson. I usually have water in my bowl, and it's a
Mhm.
larger bowl than this, and I'll play it, and they'll watch the water move and dance. And if you think about sound therapy isn't just singing bowls and gongs, it's also the music that you listen to. So you really have to pay attention to the music that you
Yes.
play. And
Yes.
you hear music, you immediately want to start tapping your foot or moving. Well, it's because the water in your body is responding to the music.
Sure, that
And you
makes
can't help
sense.
but hold still or help but want to move to the music. But I mean, this is just a demonstration of what, it can be peaceful. Sometimes when we do our gong work, we do get a little more intense with it,
Mhm.
and it's just to break up that stuck energy. We usually start out with the gongs and play them, and like you had Patrick on here,
Mhm.
was doing a little demonstration. Um, People do start usually crying at that point, and they just gravitate towards that. And the singing bowls, because I have the 7 energy centers, I go through each of them individually, and then I start playing the harmonies together. And that actually, that's my favorite part of the singing. The using the singing bowls is playing more than one at a time. And
Okay.
there's a point where
See,
my
I just learned
husband,
something because I didn't know that that's what you do, so there you go.
yes.
Okay.
So we play. My husband and I play. We play 3 different bowls. So he'll take the root chakra,
Mhm.
and I will do the what is it? The solar plexus and the throat chakra, and you play them all together. It really resonates, and we measured this on a meter that it resonates at the 432 hertz, and
Perfect.
it creates harmony in the body. And people will come up, can you play that again? Can you play that again? Those 3 bowls, and absolutely. But if you have them in order of the chakras, if you play every other one, they're all in harmony with each other, and it really is a beautiful experience. We have a very large bowl as well. It's the heart chakra, and it'll shake you. If you aren't hearing the other bowls, you'll definitely hear
You'll
that one.
hear that one. And when we talk about chakras, just for people that aren't familiar, they're the energy centers of the body that come straight down. There's
Right. The 7 main energy center. There's more than 7, but
yes.
we work specifically with the ones that are in the body. And each one holds a specific energy with it. And I talk about that too, such as, like your root chakra. This is responsible for feeling grounded and safe. And when you're feeling a lot of fear or confusion in your life and you just feel kind of stuck, it's because the
That's right.
energy there is stuck. And so exposing yourself to these frequencies is going to help loosen that up and allow for more clarity in your life and balance. So, yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah, that sounds amazing. So, would you say, when you've seen clients that have come to you, let's say somebody that does come one on one, and you use some of that in what you do, how do you find that they feel affected? Like, what will they say to you? Oh, I felt this, or do you know what I mean? What
Yeah.
kind of results do you see?
They'll tell me the memories that come up for them.
Oh,
I don't know why I'm feeling this way. Or when I'm done with the whole session, they'll be like, am I supposed to feel like I'm floating on a cloud? I'm like, yep,
yes,
because
yes.
you're in balance. For the first time in a long time, your body's finally in balance. But we get out in and out of balance all the time in our daily lives. The mirror neurons in your body start to mirror your environment. So if you are in an environment that doesn't make you very happy, of course you're going to feel, sludgy and stuck all the time.
Yeah.
You got to get out and move around. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes complete sense. So, in a case where someone was wondering what's the difference between going to a sound bath or getting some kind of energy work, like let's say Reiki, or there's a million different kinds. But what do you find the differences are between those things, or are they complementary?
Oh,
Or are
they
they
are
both?
totally complementary. Absolutely. And they can work together. I'm a Reiki practitioner as well.
Yeah, me too.
I infuse everything with Reiki energy. It's just an immense amount of love in everything that I do. Um, but There are sound baths that you can go to that there is a separate Reiki practitioner that goes around and does Reiki while the sound bath is going on. I
Oh,
haven't.
on the participants. I see. That's
Yes,
actually a
yes.
nice idea too. Yeah.
I've been to one of those, and it is pretty magical. I've I've just have done mine in weird places all the time. Like this, you can't have somebody walking around in the water, and I mean,
Yep.
it could be done absolutely, but I think the water itself and the minerals in the water are also very healing. But there's no limit to what you can do. Sometimes people may go overboard. Um, But if that doesn't resonate with you, there's so many other practitioners out there that you might resonate with. Not everybody will like my sound baths, but they might like so and so's, and that's okay. No hard feelings for me.
Sure, of
Um,
course. Of course.
I do a little bit of talking in mine because I like to educate people ahead of time. Not all practitioners talk; they just play, and those are just as beautiful. But I get a lot of new people that come to my sound baths, and that's why I give the education so they know what's going on in their body and why they're tearing up all of a sudden and having all these memories flash back. It's a normal process of working through your emotions and
Right.
balancing your.
And clearing your energy field
Yeah.
basically so that it's nice and fresh and new.
Mhm.
Now scientists know from scanning that our energy field is about 88 inches across. So that's really big.
Yeah.
And as we walk around in the day, that energy field touches everything that we go near, people, electronics, different things. So
Yeah.
this is a beautiful way of clearing that all out.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
So if someone wanted to perhaps do this for themselves, because some people just want to do it on their own, they don't want to involve other people. So,
Mhm.
what would you say is a good way to start if somebody wants to start learning how to do the singing bowls?
First of all, get acquainted with them. Order your own set.
Hmm.
Start small. Amazon has singing bowls all over the place, and just sit with that in meditation. There are courses that you can take, and they don't have to be expensive. There's a platform, Center of Excellence. They have sound therapy courses on there, and I think they're very minimum, like $39 or $29. I don't remember, but and they go through and teach the history of sound healing and the different instruments, including voice. Your words really
Yes.
are also part of sound therapy and how you use your words. And I do teach that to my clients. And you got to really be cautious and conscious of what you're saying. If you speak from a point of love, you're going to notice a big change in the people around you. They're going to be gravitating towards you and they're going to be sending their friends to you because
That's right.
love feels like home. And when they're in your presence, they feel like they're at home. I hear that all the time. I just love talking to you, Cija, because I just feel so good. You make me feel so good about me. I'm like, it's just because I'm loving you without conditions. And so just coming from a place of love with your
Yes.
words
That's
always keeps me
always what we
involved as
try to
well.
do. Yeah, as
Yeah, it's
metaphysical
hard,
ministers. That's right. That's right. It is
but it
hard
can be
and
done.
sometimes it's challenging, but we
Mhm,
we definitely do our best.
mhm.
So, Kia, that was all very interesting. I'd like you to do just like one more little blurb about who you are, what you do, where they can find you, and that would be great.
Sure. Again, Dr. Cija Ebeling, um, drebeling.com without the period after doctor. I'm still working on my website. I've moved here to Vail a couple years ago. I don't have an office space currently. I go to people. I go to their homes. They're big, fancy homes.
Sure.
Vail is a very, very ritzy place.
Yes, it
And it's
is.
a place to live.
Yes, it is.
But I'll go to their homes and I'll do one-on-one sound therapy. Or you can hire me to do a sound bath for your events. e2mindpower@gmail.com is my email. If you're going to call me, I'd prefer text over call because I do have a busy life and I can quickly respond in a text. I just can't always get a call in within 24 hours. But I don't know if I've given that information on I'm trying to look at the bottom screen here to see what's flashing
We've
on there.
got your website, and there is a contact form on your website. So if they go through
Perfect.
there, you're good to go.
Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
thanks so much for coming on,
Oh, thanks
Kia. It
for
was
having me.
really interesting.
It's good to finally
And
meet you too.
yeah, we're meeting through the screen finally.
Yeah.
We come out of the same ministry, out of the IMM down in Sedona. So it's fun because we have a lot of friends that are in the ministry and we chat all the time, but it's great when we can do stuff like this too.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So thank you so much for
Thank
joining
you.
us today. And once again, I want to thank Health Empowers You for spreading these messages of wellness, and hope everyone has a great day, and we'll see you again soon. Thanks so much.